enter. So app.get, open it, slash API slash get slash colon ID. That's the parameter how you need to pass. So I'm passing the parameter in the URL. That's the parameter I'm passing as an ID, and colon is must. You need to use the colon, otherwise it doesn't take, you can't fetch, you can't get the value from the URL. Okay, that's then after this what you need to do is you need to same as you need to pass two parameters as request comma response, and open the arrow6 function, open it, and again open the asynchronous function async. We are opening a function, and inside here we are opening the try and catch statement. So for that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy it from here and paste it here. I don't need anything inside it. Close it, leave the return statement and leave the catch and error statement. Okay, now what we need to do is first of all you need to fetch the ID from the URL. So we are going to fetch the ID now. So const request doc, so requested doc, we are going to fetch that document from the collections by using the ID from which we passed in the URL. So db dot collection, and the collection which we created over here, copy it and paste it inside, and I'm going to select the doc with a specific ID. What is that ID which I passed over here? So request dot params dot ID, which I passed over here. Its ID is nothing but it's the same ID which is coming from the URL. Okay, now save the changes. So now that document is loaded, but still it doesn't have the data. So what we need to do is first we need to get the doc, and then we need to fetch the data. Okay, it's just having the reference. From that reference you need to get the details. Once you get the details you need to fetch the data. So let user details equals await requested doc dot get. So this method will get the detail of that specific doc, and finally I'm going to get the data. So find let response is equals user detail dot data. From this is the data where you get, so this will create the reference for that. From that reference we are getting the details, getting that particular documents. Once the document is fetched over here, we are getting the data by using the data method from that reference, and we are storing it to your response variable. Now we are going to return this response. Instead of message, I'm going to return that data over here. Okay, so everything is good. Now let's hit run the server, and let's see whether it's running fine or not. Okay, so our server is up and running. I'll just go to the postman and I'll copy this link once again, and I'll create a new request, and I name that request as get specific detail. See the changes. This time it's going to be get method only because we are using get method, and instead of API create we are going to use get. So I need to pass an ID, and I'm not going to use colon ID or anything. I'm just need to pass the real ID which we created from here. So copy this ID and then paste it over here. Now once you hit the send button, it should return the detail which is matching this ID, and here we go, we have the detail. So you send the ID, we have fetched the ID from the detail, and we finally fetch the data from the Firebase by using that particular ID. It's returning perfect. Now if I check one more time, I'll copy this ID now and I change this ID over here, hit the send button, and that gives me the detail of that particular ID. So our get detail, it's working fine. Cool. Now